So this is sort of fun. I had some plans for the seeds that were in this bowl. They were not soaking in this much water, just a little bit of water. And waiting for some time to take the seeds out of the husks. And of course I never got that time, so they started sprouting out. Right now I put water in there so that they would be fully hydrated. But I thought we would sort of look and see what's going on in here. A lot of the risk of having the mangoes sprout in the seed is sometimes the roots are not formed properly. So we'll just have to see if they grow. But you've got a lot of roots going on there, and they did make it out of the husk, I think probably because the water had softened them enough to come out. Sometimes they just go round and round inside the seed husk, and that's not a great root, it doesn't make for a great root system. But you can see it, how it comes out of the seed husk like that, sort of like an oyster opening. So the reason why I was interested in planting the Carrie seeds is that each one of these plants will be different from the mother. It will be, each one is a product of pollination, and so that means it's like children. They're not clones of the mother or the father, but they're a mix. And so I wanted to see if we had any interesting children of Carrie that came out of this group. So a month ago, had I had the time, I would have taken all of the seed kernels out of the husks and then planted the seed kernels. And that way you get a nice root system, and it's usually is more efficient as far as sprouting. They sprout faster that way because they don't need to struggle to get out of the husk. But we have a little experiment to do today, because this is something that hasn't happened to me before, where all of this, 9 of the seeds have sprouted, and so obviously we should do something with those and see if they live. So we'll plant them all in the same place in case 8 of them don't live. So let's go plant. Okay, so this is a spot, we had a plant that wasn't thriving because it was too high up. So we transplanted that just a few minutes ago and cleared this spot a little bit, and this is where the Carrie seedlings will be going. You can see how high the grass can get up here. So when we do plant these Carrie seeds, we'll put stakes there also so that we know not to run them over with a lawnmower. So basically, when you plant a mango seed, it's all flat, and the root is already going down. Of course, the plant going up, the leaves going up. So we want to maintain that position. Roots of these seem to be sort of growing together, so I'll gently pull those apart. Sort of the same situation here. They're in close proximity to each other, so they just started to take advantage of. Well, that one didn't sprout yet. You can see that it sent out a root, so that might sprout. These other 3 did. So this is actually going under some of the hairs of this other seed husk. So gently try and pull that out. And it did come out. This one might be going inside that. So we don't really want twins here. We want to give them each a chance of survival. So just try and work this one out of the husk of the other son. Okay, there we go. I don't think we lost too much at all. Maybe nothing. So anyway, back to planting. It's good to have this, because of being up on this mound, it's good to have the seeds a little bit deeper than the surrounding ground. It's, I don't know, maybe 4 inches deeper. Catch some more of the moisture. Drinking hot water. This one is going in a sort of different direction here, so we'll plant it on its side, since it seems like that's more the growth of the plant itself. So here we have a root forming. That one looks like a dead seed. There's a root trying to get out. That one I don't know if it'll be any good or not. So we have 2 question marks and 2 that have started to grow, but I don't know if they're going to end up sprouting or not. Just because they have the root doesn't mean it's going to do anything. So what I'm doing with these plants is putting stakes in so that we don't mow them over. So what we have for a lot of these plants are a lot of new leaves, and the new leaves really are a big strain on the plant. They take a lot of water, and we've just gotten them out of their happy environment in the bowl. So what I'm going to do on these, especially the new leaves, is just trim them back. It'll give the roots less to support and still keep the little seedling active. And even this one that has the hardened off leaves, these are older leaves. When they're like this, they're less demand on the plant, but still this plant has a new environment to get used to, so we'll trim those back too. We're planting these also in the early evening. That should also be easier for the plant to get adjusted to its new environment, because it won't have the harsh midday sun to deal with on its right out of the gate kind of thing. Okay, now it's time for watering. Put a big stake in also because the grass can easily distract you when it gets high and possibly not see this. I put a tag in the bowl months ago, so I'll use that here. We'll add a little bit more water and then just cross our fingers, hope that they survive. It's good how the water's accumulating there. It's a sign that they have a little bit more chance to survive. So I think we'll call that done.